In a world where the convenience of online shopping reigns supreme, where the click of a button delivers anything from household essentials to the latest gadgets right to our doorsteps, one man turned this everyday experience into something profoundly sinister. Todd Kohlhepp, a name that would send shivers down the spines of many, wove a tapestry of horror through his seemingly innocent online presence, using Amazon as both a tool and a mask for his dark intentions. Between 2003 and 2016, Kohlhepp's name became synonymous with terror as he orchestrated a series of murders that would shock the nation, leaving behind a digital trail that seemed innocuous at first glance, but revealed the chilling depths of his depravity upon closer examination. Before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Background: the Amazon review killer. At first, Kohlhepp appeared to be an average consumer. His profile boasted a series of product reviews that commented on everything from power drills to chainsaws. But as we dive deeper into his online behavior, the layers of irony and horror begin to peel away. This drill is powerful enough to make quick work of anything for a tactical shovel. Keep in car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home. He wrote in his reviews, which, when viewed through the lens of his later actions, transforms from a harmless comment to a haunting premonition of the violence he would inflict. This juxtaposition between his mundane consumer choices and his reality as a murderer adds a chilling complexity to his story. Kohlhepp's descent into darkness did not happen overnight. Investigators would later discover that he was not just buying tools. He was preparing for a series of crimes that would leave a mark on the community for years to come, or the crimes he had already committed. Each review he penned was not merely a commentary on consumer products. It was a hint of his hideous crimes and an act to show power, control, and the thrill of evasion. Kohlhepp's had a history marred by violence and instability, painting a grim picture of a man whose childhood was riddled with trauma. It was this backdrop that may have set the stage for his later actions, a possible explanation for the darkness that consumed him. Analysts and criminologists would dissect his background, searching for signs of the monster that lay beneath the surface of this seemingly unremarkable individual. Kohlhepp was involved in a string of murders in South Carolina and gained popularity for leaving disturbing, cryptic reviews on Amazon for items related to his crimes. Todd Christopher Samsel, better known as Todd Kohlhepp, was born on March 7, 1971 in Florida. However, his early years were marked by instability and emotional turmoil, as he was raised in South Carolina and Georgia. His parents divorced when he was just 2 years old, a pivotal moment that would shape the course of his life. After the divorce, custody was awarded to his mother, who remarried shortly thereafter. However, psychological evaluations later revealed that Kohlhepp developed an unhealthy relationship with his stepfather, leading to feelings of resentment and a longing for his biological father, whom he hadn't seen in 8 years. He committed his first crime on November 25, 1986, kidnapping a 14-year-old Christy Granado at the age of 15, sexually assaulted her and threatened to kill her whole family if she speaks up about it. This was later revealed during his interviews and investigations. This was the beginning of his evil desires. In 2003, November 6, the start of his murder victims, where he murdered 4 people in Superbike Motorsports, a motorcycle shop in Chesney. Kohlhepp's survivor described him as cocky and arrogant, showcasing signs of narcissism that would manifest later in life. This complex web of relationships and the emotional neglect he faced created a fertile ground for the deep-seated issues that would ultimately culminate in his heinous acts. As we delve into Kohlhepp's story, it's crucial to understand the impact of his childhood experiences on his psyche. The trauma and instability he experienced became pivotal threads in the tapestry of his violent narrative, leading us to question how a boy shaped by such chaos could grow into a man capable of such horror. Survivor: Kala Brown's harrowing escape on November 3, 2016. Law enforcement officials executed a search warrant at Kohlhepp's property, leading to a discovery that would haunt the community and the nation at large. As investigators sifted through the evidence, they unearthed a buried shipping container containing the remains of a woman, a grim testament to the monstrous depths of Kohlhepp's depravity. This shocking revelation marked a turning point in the case, as the true extent of his crimes began to surface. Inside that container lay the echoes of a life brutally extinguished, a reminder of the darkness that had seeped into the very fabric of their community. August 31st, 2016, a seemingly ordinary day turned into a nightmare for 30-year-old Kala Brown and her 32-year-old boyfriend, Charles David Carver. The couple had gone missing, and the last thing anyone knew was that they were looking to make some extra money. Kala, resourceful and trusting, remembered a man she had met through one of her ex-boyfriends, a real estate broker named Todd Kohlhepp. It seemed like a stroke of luck when Todd offered Kala some cleaning tasks, something simple and easy to help her out. But soon his offers escalated. He told Kala that he had a job that would require both her and Charles, an ideal situation for the couple, or so they thought. Todd took them to his private, secluded 95-acre property just a few blocks from his residence. When they arrived, Todd asked them to wait outside. He casually walked into his basement, but what happened next was beyond their worst nightmares. Todd emerged with a gun, a chilling silence blanketing the area as he pointed the weapon toward them. Before Kala could react, Todd shot Charles 3 times in the chest, his body collapsing to the ground. The shock paralyzed her as Todd swiftly locked her in a shipping container, the metal door slamming shut, trapping her inside. Days passed in darkness. As Kala sat imprisoned, Todd Kohlhepp was using Charles's social media account to post disturbing messages, a sick taunt to anyone watching. From the multiple posts he posted from Charles' account, one post read, "Sometimes late at night, I dig a hole in the backyard to keep the nosy neighbors guessing." Another read, "Reading the news, this is why I can't have a personal life." Charles's friends and family were worried, but it was his mother, a woman who knew her son better than anyone, who raised the alarm. She knew something was wrong. Her son never went so long without contacting her. It wasn't just a disappearance, it was something far worse. So she reported him missing. The twisted social media posts led investigators to focus on Todd's property. Their worst fears were confirmed when they traced the location of Charles's phone to Todd's private estate. After a thorough search, the unimaginable happened. On November 3, 2016, police heard banging from inside the shipping container. They broke it open to find Kala alive, chained inside for over 2 months. In interviews later, Kala described the horror she endured. Todd kept her chained like an animal, physically assaulting her whenever she didn't comply with his commands. He used fear as a weapon, telling her that if she wasn't useful to him, she had no reason to be kept alive. "I was chained in that container for days. He would come in and laugh about what he had DD1. If I didn't do what he said, he would threaten me. I didn't think I'd ever make it out of there alive." It was a stroke of investigative brilliance and determination that led to her rescue. The investigators' instincts were sharp, tracking digital clues and interviewing friends and family relentlessly. Even as Todd tried to evade capture, it was their unwavering effort that saved Kala's life. The trial and investigations, November 2016. The arrest of Todd Kohlhepp sent shockwaves across the nation. Known to his neighbors as a successful realtor, he was now revealed as a cold-blooded killer. But Kohlhepp wasn't quick to confess. He remained disturbingly silent at first. It wasn't until he struck a deal to talk to his mother, hand her a photograph, and transfer money to the college fund of a friend's child that he began to reveal the horrifying truth. In an eerie exchange with his mother, Kohlhepp admitted to his murders. "You don't have enough fingers," he said chillingly, when asked how many victims there were. It was a confession that would leave both investigators and the public grappling with the possibility that his body count could be far higher than anyone had imagined. During the trial, Kohlhepp finally broke his silence, but his words were as unsettling as his actions. With a calm, almost detached demeanor, he detailed his horrific crimes, as if he were describing everyday events. In exchange for a few personal requests, Kohlhepp had begun to confess, and what he revealed was far more disturbing than anyone could have predicted. Investigators pieced together the twisted narrative through his online activity, cryptic and unsettling reviews on Amazon for items like shovels, padlocks, and chains. "Works great for keeping things locked up," he wrote, in what was later revealed to be a dark joke referencing his abduction of Kala Brown. His digital trail, once seen as harmless eccentricity, had now taken on a sinister new meaning. As investigators unraveled his confessions, the brutality of Kohlhepp's actions became clear. His most infamous crime was the 2003 Superbike Motorsports murders, where he gunned down 4 people in a South Carolina motorcycle shop. He recounted the event with a chilling lack of remorse, adding, "They deserved it," as though he were justifying the massacre. In the courtroom, family members of the victims faced Kohlhepp, seeking answers, yet his cold demeanor only deepened their pain. "Why?" they asked, as he stood unmoved. The emotional weight of the trial was palpable, as the nation watched Kohlhepp navigate his twisted sense of justice, revealing more and more of the horrifying details with each passing day. But it didn't stop there. Kohlhepp hinted at more victims, even outside South Carolina. He claimed responsibility for additional murders, including a potential victim in Arizona, leading investigators to reopen cold cases from the 1980s and early 2000s. He seemed to revel in the attention, offering just enough information to keep the authorities guessing. The question remained, how many more victims were out there? His vague admissions kept the search alive, with detectives now chasing leads across state lines. His cryptic hints, though few and far between, left everyone on edge, wondering if the man they thought they had caught was only part of the monster lurking beneath the surface. In May 2017, the trial finally came to a close. Kohlhepp pled guilty to 7 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of sexual assault, sealing his fate with 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Yet, even as the gavel fell, there was an eerie sense of unfinished business. Was this truly the end, or were there more victims lost in the shadows of Kohlhepp's sinister past? The mind games, breaking the silence as the years progressed. Kohlhepp's psychological profile grew increasingly concerning, filled with alarming patterns of behavior that hinted at the violence simmering just below the surface. During his interrogations, law enforcement employed a strategic approach that showcased their adeptness at psychological manipulation. They maintained an air of calm and friendliness, drawing him out with humor and disarming banter, making Kohlhepp feel at ease. The investigators' tactics were deliberate. By allowing Kohlhepp to believe he was in control of the dialogue, they effectively lowered his defenses. As Kohlhepp regaled them with his twisted jokes and anecdotes, the investigators skillfully maneuvered the conversation to lead him toward revealing his crimes. This psychological game was unsettling but highly effective, revealing the disturbing nature of Kohlhepp's character. His confessions came layered with sarcasm and dark humor, showcasing a complete disconnect from the gravity of his actions. The chilling reality of these confessions is accentuated by the grotesque nature of his admissions. The investigators' professionalism shone through as they navigated this disturbing territory, managing to maintain their composure while responding to Kohlhepp's jarring statements with calculated understanding. This entire interrogation process highlights the complex nature of human behavior in the face of horror. The investigators' ability to feign interest in Kohlhepp's sick humor was crucial in getting him to confess, demonstrating that sometimes the most effective approach is to play along with the darkness to shed light on the truth. If you're captivated by the chilling depths of this story and want to dive deeper into the dark side of human nature, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Misstree Media for more riveting explorations into true crime and the mysteries that surround us. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, because this story is just one of many that reveal the unsettling truths lurking beneath the surface of everyday life. Join us as we continue to unravel the tales of those who live in the shadows and the stories that haunt us all.